What's up, y'all? It's Cancer. What has a Remnantsgathering? And kind of just doing a reading for myself, but I kind of feel like the cards that I just pulled for myself is going to help a lot of us. So I'm going to tell you what I pulled. As you can see the picture here, this is really going to be a really quick reading. I just feel like I needed to do one. And then I realized we all need this. So the first card, I asked, what's happening? Like, what's happening? What's happening that we're not aware of? What's the undercurrent of what's happening? And this first card that you see is from my Path of the Soul deck. This is the deck about your destiny. And it's number 18. And you see it's orange and you see the swirl. Well, back in 2011 or 2013, I had a dream that an angel came and took me out into the woods with like a handful of other people who were chosen all across the earth. Some of us didn't even speak the same language. We were all there, and he was there to teach us about sacred geometry, and he was teaching about the spiral. And I was a Christian at the time, so like I knew nothing about sacred geometry. I didn't even know there was a thing. And he basically said that the spiral is representation of life and how it's these cycles and these spirals, right? And with a spiral, you can kind of tell where you think it begin and end, but if you continue to twist it, even if you take a piece of paper and twist it like a spiral and just keep twisting it, you can't even tell when it ever ends if it's moving. So just imagine a moving spiral. It's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of like infinite looking, you know what I'm saying? And so he was explaining that to us. And so to pull this card tonight, I was like, yep. So the transformation that's happening with all of us, the undercurrent of maybe some things we've experienced that we don't fully understand, is because we are going through this transformation to give us a new beginning. We're going through cycles that's going to bring us a new beginning, okay? And I'm going to read to you about this particular card because that's just what I felt, but I want you all to get the full details of this sacred geometry of this particular card. And I also want to say this. The swirl. The swirl is equated to the golden mean rule or the golden mean ratio and also the Fibonacci rule. And within the Fibonacci rule, this sacred geometry, they notice that it makes everything beautiful. So seashells, that's sacred geometry. Anything that grows in spirals. Plants grow in spirals. What else in nature is in spirals? I mean, it's so much stuff. Tornadoes, hurricanes, spiral. Like spiral is a very, very strong energy, and it sometimes can be destructive, but the purpose in the destruction of the spiral is for rebirth, for renewal. And so faces that are considered to be pretty visually are usually faces that are close to the ratio of the golden mean ratio, also called the Fibonacci rule. Okay, the golden mean rule or the Fibonacci in sacred geometry. And y'all can look that up if this is new to you, and you'll learn some stuff about it maybe that I don't know yet. So the spiral represents healing energy, and this card is calling for repair. Y'all hear this? Repair and healing within your relationships, especially family. And y'all, as I'm reading this, I can be like, family, kind of no contact with my family right now. But what they're saying is like your soul tribe. You know what I'm saying? The people that you know without a shadow of a doubt is in your life to help you grow and to be better. So we're being called to bring healing energy into those relationships, not into parasitic relationships or relationships that are toxic. And that's all that they are. Relationships that are challenging, that is helping you to be a better person. Triggering you, showing you yourself, being a mirror to you, these relationships, yes, we're being called to shift some focus into how we handle our relationships with our soul tribe, with the people who are on a similar resonance as us. And even with our family too. So if you still like deal with your family, not no contact, that's cool. Just be aware that the way you handle yourself has to be as if you are someone who has experienced a spiritual awakening. So that means, yes, you're going to have to be the more mature one in a lot of situations that come up, but you cannot be prideful about it. So getting your ego about it. And you find yourself being the one right often, and the situation seems like other people are wrong often. If you find yourself being the one people are apologizing to, and you're kind of mastering yourself, and you're a little calm, and your family usually would tick you off, and you probably would go off and cuss them out, and you're not doing that, and just know that the soul work that is happening, everything is to help everything and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing going on around people who are going through a spiritual awakening that's happening just to keep you stuck. If that's your perspective, that's exactly what the universe is going to give you per law of correspondence and law of resonance. But if you recognize when that pendulum swings the other way and you're like, let me switch my perspective. This did not happen to take me backwards. This happened to challenge me to go forward. So start dealing with your family. For those of you who dealing with your blood family, deal with them like that, and don't feel some kind of way that you happen to be the bigger person. Sometimes we be like, I'm tired of being the bigger person, and in actuality, you should not be tired of being the bigger person. I get it, and I have felt this way. So if you feel that way, just go within and work on yourself about the fatigue that you experience, because you have to be the bigger person sometimes. You are also being asked to look for the good in all those who closely surround you. It is time to create new dynamics within your relationship, and this card will provide you with the healing power to do this. See the gift you have been given in your relationship with others. Look for God within everyone. Send your gratitude to all who are close to you. Not only will you experience a renewal within all your relationships, but within your heart as well. So that's what this card represents. All right. So the next card that I pulled, my question was, okay, again, I started to focus on myself, and then it expanded, and they were like, no, this is affecting all of us. So I was like, okay. So I said, okay, that is the transformation that is happening right now. Okay, what are we being called to do in order for this transformation and this healing and repair to take place? And I pull what you see here, kyanite blue, which represents letting go. So we're being called to release, I told y'all about releasing the shame and the guilt. I told y'all about releasing the hypocrisy and the judgment. We're being called to let those things go. But y'all know what? And this has been a struggle for me. Oh my goodness. We're being called to let go of the things that we use that comfort us. And that's all that they do. Because sometimes you need to be uncomfortable. There's no other way that you're going to fight to be the person you want to be if you're always comfortable. Okay? You have to be uncomfortable sometimes. So some of the stuff that comforts you, it may not be something that's going to hurt you. It may not be something that's going to kill you. It could maybe be a person that you always call when you're upset. You want to start pulling away from doing that so much so that we can learn how to be resilient, and so that we can learn how to rely on self to soothe, to comfort, and to learn how to pull your own vibrations up when you see that you have went into a low vibrational frequency. So we're being called to let go of those things. And I'm going to give y'all a perfect example. I grabbed a big old bag of veggie straws on the way out the door because emotionally I was kind of just, having a lot of different emotions I was feeling. And when I'm like that, sometimes something crunchy, it soothes me. And it really was nothing wrong with me eating veggie straws. But the point the spirit was making to me was, you're trying to use this to get some comfort. And even though it's not going to really hurt you, it would be really good to close the bag, fold it up, and go within and say, what is another way that I can give myself some comfort and calm and soothe my emotions right now? And I rolled up the bag, and I did that, and I just started thinking about certain things that make me feel good to think about. I love the idea and the thought of being able to use the things that I have hidden all of these years to help other people. Like, I love the thought of that. I just love that I'm able to do that for y'all. So I just started thinking about that thought, and it made me feel good. And it did soothe me, and I did feel some comfort. And I didn't even need to keep eating the chips. So that is an example of the letting go. So it could be something really, really simple. It don't have to be something big, okay? So, and whatever it is that you've been relying on for 2020 to be the year that you desire for it to be, you're going to have to pull away from some of the things that you use to soothe yourself and find new ways to soothe yourself from within that is allowing you to step into your higher self, okay? So everybody like, I don't know why it seems like my higher self is far away. It seems like my higher self don't talk to me. It seems like my higher self is really hard for me to integrate with. It's very rare that I feel my higher self. It's very rare that I hear my higher self. And I get this all the time. And I'm like, that's because are you giving your higher self the opportunity to step up? When you are the bigger person in a situation, that's you being your higher self. So when you get tired of being the bigger person, you basically telling your higher self, I'm tired of being you. So that's something to think about. Ain't none of us perfect. We're going to make mistakes. But no, if you feel disconnected from your higher self, if you feel disconnected from the deities associated with your name and your date of birth and the angels and your ancestors, or you feel like you haven't made a connection with any of your spirit guides, it's because you are still running and abandoning huge parts of you that need your attention so that you can continue to spiritually awaken and grow. Okay? So try to relax a little bit and try to just, ease yourself into letting these things go so that your higher self has space to step into your space. Because our higher self is not going to barge its way in. Remember, higher self is the Holy Spirit from the Bible. It does not barge its way in. It does not demand its own way. It is pure love, the higher self. So it waits on the opposite invitation. It, out of respect and love, it waits on the invitation and the opportunity. And when you are really ready to allow your higher self to step in, know that things are going to happen around you that are going to cause for you to be bigger than you usually are. And when you do be bigger and be better and make better decisions and handle things better, guess what? You're integrating with your higher self. So we're being called to do that. That was specifically what came to me about this. So this is what it's going to take for you all to achieve these goals y'all want to achieve. The third card, as you can see, the question for this was, what spirit animal do we need right now to help us? And this is from the deck called Animal Spirit by Susan Boulette. It's a trip because this one jumped out the deck. The darn Scarab. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting an animal maybe I know nothing about to come out the deck. So the Scarab, I'm going to trip y'all out because this basically is going to confirm everything else I just said to you in the cards from the other deck. To the Egyptians, the Scarab, a type of beetle, symbolized the powers that govern the celestial bodies. A great scarab was thought to roll the sun across the sky. Y'all do remember we just got through celebrating the birth of the sun, S-U-N. Y'all do remember we just got through having the fire eclipse. Okay, y'all seeing the connections here? Okay. So this belief arose from the scarab's habit of shaping a piece of ox dung into a ball, a piece of shit into a ball. And some of the stuff in your life feel like shit, but it's being rolled into a ball because it literally is showing you as above, so below, that the shit in your life is becoming fertilizer for you to grow, and it is awakening that inner sun within you. Okay. So generally, this will go from east to west. Scarab-like jewels were often placed in tombs of deceased relatives to give them the power of the sun and to facilitate their resurrection. Y'all, we are the deceased people. We're coming alive again. We're awakening. Okay? We're going through the resurrection. And the sun facilitates that ability. So the scarab represents regeneration. So the very first card, if you remember, was renewal. The last card was regeneration, and what was in the middle of that was letting go. Practice doing these things, and without a shadow of a doubt, 100%, I feel like this is so accurate and it's going to resonate with a lot of y'all. And I didn't have intentions on doing a video today, but again, I'm trying to break my habits, stop doing stuff the same way all the time, and stop being afraid to just put stuff out there, trust my intuition, go with it. And and then I can get a different outcome in my life because I'm not always doing the same shit, expecting a new outcome. No pun intended, but your shit is being rolled into a ball, okay? And the regeneration is happening. Keep in mind, the celestial bodies, as within, so without, microcosm, macrocosm, is happening to each of us. So have a little bit of mercy, okay? More mercy to yourself, your situation, others. Practice being more merciful. Comment, because again, share, help us reach more inside of us is being activated. Appreciate y'all. We finally made 9,000 through Regeneration. That's exciting. Thank you. We could not do this without you. We need y'all. So, yeah, this girl Camson, Oracle. I just wanted to drop in real quick and give you a little insight as to what you're experiencing. As we always say, man, your third eye has just been kissed.